Hello and welcome to Pandora's Box. This is Kalia. And today I'm going to talk about narcissism in our family systems. I have more and more people that are coming to me that are concerned about narcissistic parents, a sibling, somebody that is in their family and what to do about it. A lot of people are contemplating or have already gone no contact with the parent. And once you're an adult, once you're past the age of 18, this is a perfectly reasonable option because abuse is not okay in any form. And there's no contract that says that we need to stay in any kind of relationship where there is serious toxicity or abuse. Some people may need to learn some tools on how to cope with a narcissistic family member, and that's okay too. But when you're dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder and every time that you go into that family system, you're getting majorly triggered and having a major setback, it just doesn't make any sense to stay in that family and you to keep putting yourself in that situation where you're being abused and disrespected, challenged, things that are, way, way beyond your comfort zone. So once again, you have the right to step away from a narcissistic family member. You have a right not to answer the phone. You have a right not to respond to texts and emails. And what I usually recommend to my clients is if they feel necessary and they want to break away or take a break or just try taking a break, to make that clear to that family member that you're stepping away for a bit, you're going to take a break. And you don't have to necessarily decide that this is a forever thing because it might be easier to do this in baby steps, to make a decision, okay, I'm going to take 3 months off. And you can let that family member know, through text or email or some safe communication venue. A lot of people think that when you're dealing with communication that it should always be in person or on the phone. And when you're dealing with narcissistic people, that is not necessarily true, nor is it necessarily good. So I often advise people just to do it whatever way that they need to, if it's by text messages, if it's by email, because when you are on the phone or in person with somebody like that, they can get really abusive when you're setting boundaries. And actually deciding not to see a family member, going no contact for a period of time is a boundary. It's taking care of yourself, and you have the absolute right to take care of yourself. So if you're in a situation like this, I would highly recommend that you really follow your heart, really follow what feels good to you, what you intuitively feel like you need to do in this situation. There's lots of options. Sometimes just doing a few tweaks, so to speak, to learn how to cope with a particular family member in limited circumstances, like perhaps you get together twice a year on Christmas and sometime during the summer or whatever with the entire family, and you don't really want to write off your entire family, so you want to show up, but you don't want to necessarily have to deal with this parent. Well, even if you're in a group setting, you can limit your exposure to a person. You don't have to engage in conversation if it's not comfortable for you. You can excuse yourself. You can put up boundaries. You can say, I'm not comfortable talking about that right now. Or, it's not okay that you talk to me like that. So setting boundaries is really important. And sometimes when you set boundaries with narcissists, things get worse. They don't like boundaries. They really rebel against those boundaries. But it doesn't mean that you don't still set them. You can set a boundary, and if somebody in your family doesn't respect that boundary, that's just really adding fuel to the fire when it comes to validating your need to step away from that situation so that you can be in a safe place. Now, safety is absolutely important. You have to feel safe. You need to have a home where you feel safe, and you need to feel safe when you go into circumstances where there's a narcissistic family member. You need to have a plan. You might come in and do a Thanksgiving dinner with the family and excuse yourself shortly after. At least you've done it. You may, like I say, wish to stay in contact with some of your other family members. So it's really, there's no right or wrong here. There's no good or bad. You have to do what's right for you. And a lot of people contact me looking for validation. Is this okay? Can I go no contact? Is that really the most horrible thing in the world? Am I the most horrible person in the world for going no contact with my parents? No, absolutely not. If your parents are abusive, narcissistic, controlling, demanding, threatening you with their inheritance, things like this, it's not okay. It's not okay to be treated like this. You have the absolute right, and I've said this over and over, to step back from a situation like this. So you've got to follow your own instincts and not be too concerned about what other people say or think. A lot of people that I work with are concerned about the judgments they're going to get from other family members or people in that social network for stepping away. And when you're taking care of yourself like this, it's really important that you do what's right for you without entertaining the concern about what other people will think or how they will judge you. Nobody knows what you are going through unless they're in your shoes. You are the only one that can make that decision. And when you start to make healthy decisions for yourself, taking care of yourself, you start to build stronger self-worth and confidence in yourself. Also, with that inner child, you're developing a sense of safety, saying to that inner child, I'm going to take care of you. I'm not going to abandon you anymore. I'm not going to put you in situations anymore that are hugely toxic. I'm going to take care of you. And once again, you have the right to do that. So if you're dealing with a narcissistic family member, you have the right to step back. You have the right to step away. You have the right to go no contact and take care of yourself. Do what it is that you need to do. And if you need additional help and support getting through something like this, because it is difficult, it's not easy, go ahead and contact me. You can set up a consultation or a counseling session and we can work through whatever it is that's coming up for you. So thank you for listening and have a good day.